We're at the Housing Innovation Alliance live roundtables in Baltimore, Maryland, and I am standing with Paul DeMeo. Paul, did I get that right?
You did, yeah.
Perfect. Paul is starting a manufacturing plant for offsite construction in Texas. And Paul, is this your first event at the Housing Alliance?
It is. It's the first event.
Yeah. And what do you think so far?
It's been great. Super informative. A lot of great people. Challenging questions. Thought-provoking. Really good experience.
Right. Now, you just came off roughly a 10-day tour in Europe.
Right.
Right. We have all the industry experts here at this meeting. You brought a lot to the table in the conversation. Tell us a little bit about what's happening in Europe versus what's happening here.
Sure. So I think traditionally in Europe, they are more accustomed to off-site manufacturing, particularly in Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and somewhat the UK. And it seems like there's a really good opportunity to implement a lot of those concepts here in America. So the Germans have been very good at producing process flows in the same way they've produced automation of a car, and there's an opportunity to bring that here to the US and reduce some of the labor constraints and material constraints as well.
Right. So the event hasn't all been indoors, right? So you had a chance to tour Blueprint Robotics here in town. They are using robots and automation, and they are up and running, and you got to visit that today. How was that compared to what you saw in Europe?
I think Blueprint Robotics was a good example of what can be done here in the US. Obviously, they're a startup. I think they've been going 18 months, so there's still a lot of things they're finessing, but really a great facility, a great plant, and they've really taken some of the key successful processes from Europe and implemented here. So a great example for all of us to see here in the US. Hopefully there'll be more of them.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, you're opening a plant, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing and your group of people in Texas?
Sure. So we're opening up a plant right in between Dallas, Houston, and Austin, and that's really to better serve the builders in Texas and also ultimately better serve the residents.
Yeah.
So we're focused on 1,200 to 1,600 square foot homes and offering a quality home that's fabricated off-site, but ultimately won't look too different from what is traditionally out there now.
Right. So to sum it up, where do you see the future of off-site construction?
So I think companies now have to look at off-site. That's the future. It's going that way. It's happening. There's a company in the UK. They just issued a profit warning and saying they're doubling down on it. So get in or get out. That's how it's going to happen. So the future really is off-site.
All right. So there you have it, everybody. Paul DeMeo, an industry expert. I'm Dave Cooper. We are at the Housing Innovation Alliance in Baltimore, Maryland. We'll see you next time.